Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. Huge crowds have gathered to protest against President Donald Trump's policies in cities across the US. Among them are New York, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Miami, and Los Angeles. The rally in New York City's iconic Times Square drew thousands of people not long after it began on Saturday morning. The streets and subway entrances were densely packed with protesters holding signs with slogans like "Not democracy, not a monarchy," and "The Constitution is not optional." Ahead of the demonstrations, Trump allies had accused the protesters of being linked with the far-left Antifa movement and condemned what they called the Hate America rally. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Aditya Vadhavan. Aditya, could you please take us through these protests that are rocking US currently, and in fact they were concluded on Saturday and a huge number of people actually were part of this?
See, these king protests have been happening in several cities of the United States of America. This clearly shows the resentment of the American people against the policies of US President Donald Trump. Such protests have been going for quite some time now. People are not happy with what the policies he's been taking. He's been imposing tariffs on other countries, which is definitely discouraging trade of the other countries with the United States. And subsequent to it, what is happening is that the inflation is happening across the states, which is causing resentment, which is now costing more to the pockets of the common American citizens. So, at this juncture, these protests are expected to further deepen because, he has been taking such policy measures, and in the due course, we could see some major uprising against US President Donald Trump. Let us also just put this into perspective that earlier also he had deployed National Guards in LA, in the Los Angeles sometime back. So, that is all these factors are causing resentment among the people of America. Shivani.
Absolutely, Aditya. Thank you so much for those updates. Joining me on the broadcast is also former diplomat Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. We come to you with scenes from the US where protesters have actually gathered against President Trump's policies. They are stating that there are authoritarian tendencies, and they also alleged corruption in the Trump administration. How do you see this entire protest movement actually going forward? Because this also happened in June during the early days of Trump's presidency.
Yes, thank you, Shivani, for having me. Delighted to be with you. I think the event yesterday, No King protests, 2,700 locales in United States, including all major cities, and 7 million participants, is a scaled-up version of June event when 2 million less people took part. Since then, there have been major issues which have shown the authoritarianism, as they allege, in the United States system. It has been not only President Trump's unilateralism and pushing the envelope through judiciary, through bureaucracy, through other sort of organs of American system. He's been also helped by Republican majority in both houses of the Congress, and therefore it is a bit worrisome to people who are liberal in their attitude and who would like this kind of extremism to be curbed. Trump, through sort of truthful hyperbole, has tried to extend the envelope of the system in terms of freedom of speech, in terms of citizens' rights, in terms of deportations of quote-unquote illegal immigrants, and in terms of tariff agenda, which is beginning to hurt American consumers. All these actions are unprecedented. They are also not particularly popular, or are often seen as a contravention of the legal system, sacking of the bureaucracy, getting rid of certain departments altogether, have unemployed a lot of people all of a sudden, and that has also been resented. Now, these tendencies are traced to Mr. Trump and his MAGA followers, and the agenda of Project 2025, which was authored before the election victory last year, and is a radical right-wing reform agenda, quote-unquote, for the government. Trump has not only acted with speed in the 9 months that he's been in power, he's often acted at the perimeter of authority, creating judicial and even constitutional sort of controversies. Many of his actions have been challenged in the court and even in Congress, and are sort of are creating a bit of unease in the right wing, in the left wing, liberal or centrist circles, worried about authoritarian tendencies, worried about impact on America's image and the domestic equilibrium between races, between ethnicities, and so on. So there is also a suspicion that Trump administration favors the rich people, giving tax cuts and sort of creating top bureaucracy, appointments such as NASA chief, etc., being given to his cronies who are millionaires and billionaires. Remember, Elon Musk was given the authority to sack people, reform the government. He's the richest man in the world. So all those things have also been sort of resisted by liberals who are down after the last election win of Trump by his supporters, MAGA supporters. But this would exacerbate the social divisions, political divisions between the two extremes, two sides of American polity. On one hand, you would have MAGA base of lower middle class Anglo-Saxon Americans who are dedicated supporters of Trump under all circumstances and consider these reforms as necessary to undo the damage done before.
Right.
On the other hand, are these left-wing or centrist protesters that we talked about.
Right. So thank you for putting all those things into perspective.